Right now on 10 News this morning, a horrific crash shatters a day of fun.
You know, what you see is somebody's got to be dead.
4 people killed when a truck flies off the Coronado Bridge. Witnesses tell 10 News about the tragic sight, trying to help survivors.
We're learning more about that Navy sailor behind the wheel of the crash. What witnesses say he was clutching in his hand when he was pulled out of the truck.
A Camp Pendleton Marine who vanished for 8 days has been found. His sister now telling 10 News he's in a lot of trouble.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is 10 News.
Good morning. It is Sunday, October 16th. You're waking up to what is new. I'm Vanessa Van Hefty.
And I'm Robert Santos. Nice to have you with us here on this Sunday morning. And everywhere else, you're seeing some clouds right along the coast. But look, people are still out there enjoying, not only along the coast, but even the inland valleys. We're seeing those clouds. Look where we're seeing sunshine. Mount Laguna, basically any of those higher elevations. We're seeing also some high clouds out there. The coast, there's the sun downtown, or the clouds rather. Temperature right now at about 67 degrees, and that was the same temperature we first went on the air at 5 o'clock this morning. Sun will be setting at 6:14. Your planner for today at the coast looks like this. Upper 60s at noon, low 70s for your highs. Keep in mind there is some high surf and a high tide closer to 10 a.m. That's just about 7 feet. That's going to cause the potential for some minor coastal flooding. Poway there you see some sunshine breaking through those clouds with a temperature at 62 degrees. So running in the 60s instead of the 50s that we felt yesterday about 24 hours ago. In the inland valleys, your planner will get you about mid 70s for your highs. Now, we have 90s in the forecast for both the coast and the valleys. I'll show you when that happens when I return with the extended in 10 minutes.
All right, we are learning more about the 4 people killed after a deadly crash off of the Coronado Bridge. This happened yesterday. CHP today says there was a 62-year-old man and a 50-year-old woman from Chandler, Arizona, and a 59-year-old man and a 49-year-old woman from Hacienda Heights, that's near LA. CHP says the driver, 24-year-old Richard Cipolio, is a Navy sailor stationed at Coronado. The base telling 10 News they are cooperating with this investigation. He has been arrested on 4 counts of vehicular manslaughter, DUI, and may face more charges as well.
Now to an update on the situation on the bridge there. The Coronado Bridge is back open, and the memorial there growing for the 4 people killed by a drunk driver. 10 News reporter Matt Mendez is live in Chicano Park with how they're being honored. Matt?
Robert, obviously a real tragedy. A lot of people affected by this. People have been coming here to the memorial all morning. We have these people here sitting on the bench. People paying their respects here. And I want to show you the memorial. It's grown significantly since we've gotten out here. People have been leaving candles, flowers, even a balloon that says, "I love you." CHP officers say the drunk driver was getting onto the Coronado Bridge here when he flew off, landed right here. You can still see some of this yellow tape. That's where he killed 4 people and injured several more. It was chaotic and horrifying. Imagine standing at Chicano Park and seeing this truck fly off the Coronado Bridge. That's what thousands saw who were attending La Raza motorcycle run.
This is something that we're all here to have a good time and enjoy the atmosphere, and then something like this happens. Just unbelievable.
Even over the sound of revving bike engines, Ray Martinez heard a loud screeching sound.
It almost sounded like a gunfire. And then you seen the vehicle come down.
That's when the truck flew from the on-ramp to the bridge, toppling 60 feet into the park below. It landed on a tent set up by the Wagon Wheel Bar from Pico Rivera. For Ray, it took a moment for what he saw to sink in.
There's no other thought that, but what you see is somebody's got to be dead.
In fact, 4 people died. Ray's brother Marcos ran with several others toward the truck, hoping to help rescue whoever he could.
Just being human, man. Just trying to see just human reaction, yeah. Just being human. And we don't care who they are. They're human, man. You gotta try to take care of people,
It was striking seeing so many tough guys, bikers, so emotional over seeing something so shocking. For Marcos, even describing it became too much.
Yeah. I gotta go, man. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
It's really upsetting.
One man among many wondering how something like this could happen. The evidence still there that it did. So 4 people dead, 9 more injured, including that driver. We know that 2 of the victims are from the LA area, the other 2 from the Phoenix area. Reporting live at Chicano Park, Matt Mendez, 10 News.
And 10 News spoke to a man named John Vasquez who ran over to help the victims after the crash. Vasquez says he saw others pulling out the driver, who CHP identified as Richard Cipollio.
And everyone was yelling at him like, oh, you're an ass, you still have the cell phone in your hand, which he did. And one of our guys actually took a picture of him with the cell phone still in his hand in shock. And he had the steering wheel mark on his stomach. And, but he was fine.
This is the picture Vasquez was referring to. He says the suspected drunk driver still holding his phone when people pulled him out of that mangled truck. You see it in the picture.
And as we mentioned, the crash killed 4 people instantly and injured 9 others. Paramedics took at least 2 of the victims and the suspected drunk driver to UCSD Medical Center in Hillcrest. Family and friends were coming in and out of the emergency room all night to check on the victims, struggling to get updates on them. One man told 10 News his uncle's leg got crushed in the crash, but that's all he could find out through hospital staff.
And many of the people at Chicano Park were motorcyclists from Los Angeles. Our ABC station in LA went to the bar they represented. It's called Wagon Wheel. A bartender there says it's a sad day for the biker community.
We don't know details, and I mean, we're hoping that it's nobody that we know or is part of our family, but unfortunately, no matter what, it is still part of the biker community, and that saddens me. It saddens me that somebody lost their lives today. It's horrific.
Yeah, 10 News will stay on top of this story. We will bring you updates on the charges the driver's facing and the condition of those survivors on our newscast and on the 10 News mobile app.
We do have some breaking news now to report. A woman fought off her attacker while being sexually assaulted at San Diego State University. Police say the man inappropriately touched her on Montezuma Road and East Campus Drive. Around 2:30 this morning, the woman was able to fight off the man and run away. She was not hurt. Police now say they are looking for a man she describes as a white man in his mid-30s wearing a dark shirt and pants.
All right, breaking overnight, flames ripped through a North County liquor store. This happened on Midway Liquor. It's on East Valley Parkway. Just after 4 this morning, we were hearing those reports in the newsroom. It took crews about an hour to knock out the flames. It's unclear, though, at this point how much damage was actually done, but firefighters say no one was inside that liquor store at the time. We're working to get more information. We'll bring you the latest as soon as we get it.
8:03, new information about the Camp Pendleton Marine who vanished before his first deployment. Johnny Hare is safe, now back at the base, but could be in big trouble for skipping out on his deployment. His sister told 10 News he turned himself in this weekend. Hare was last seen on surveillance video 2 Fridays ago in Oceanside. Hare was coming off 2 weeks of leave and was set to be deployed for the first time.
Breaking news update now. Police have identified the man who was murdered on a sidewalk in San Ysidro. Thursday morning, police found San Diego man Nelson Moraldo unconscious in a pool of blood on Sycamore Road. He had puncture wounds to his chest. Medics did try to save him. They performed CPR, but it was unsuccessful. Cops still looking for evidence. They say they don't have any concrete leads.
Well, new this morning, North Korea's latest missile launch failed and exploded soon after liftoff. South Korean leaders say the North's failed launch was near the airport in the Pyongyang province. South Korea strongly condemns this launch because it violates the UN Security Council resolution. U.S. leaders say this latest missile launch did not pose a threat to North America.
New this morning, an Arizona man has died after contracting a rare flesh-eating bacteria. This happened in Maryland. Mike Funk spent the entire summer by the water in Ocean City, Maryland. In early September, Funk got into the water with an open sore on his leg, and then 2 days later, he knew something was wrong. He was vomiting and had agonizing pain in his leg. He was taken to the hospital, and the doctor said it was a flesh-eating bacteria. Funk's wife was in shock.
I said, well, what is it? And they said, well, you would know it as a flesh-eating bacteria. It is real, it's out there, and it will kill you.
Doctors say that bacteria lives in warm salt waters. They're urging people to be more careful, cover up wounds when going in the water, or just don't go in altogether.
Wow, 8:05, your voice, your vote. We are just 22 days from the presidential election, and the race is taking a toll on the candidates and the voters. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis explains why the election is making people less productive at work.
It's the presidential race unlike any other. Chances are you're watching it, reading about it, or tweeting about it. But the political conversation is spilling into the workplace, and in some cases making for some very awkward discussions.
I wouldn't say that it's wrong to express your political views in the workplace. But I would say that it's inadvisable.
But what happens when your choice for the White House is making you feel isolated at work?
I felt disrespected, insulted.
John O'Brien says he felt targeted after he posted a pro-Trump postcard in his workspace.
3 managers of the company basically told me I had to take that down, that it wasn't allowed up there. I refused and I kept it up.
Soon after, he came to work and found the postcard vandalized.
They felt like an attack. Prior to putting my postcard up on my corkboard, I was treated very well. Once I did put up the Make America Great on my corkboard, everything changed.
O'Brien decided to leave his job, his company not wishing to comment to ABC News. If you find the political conversation unavoidable in your office, here are some do's and don'ts on how to best approach this touchy subject. Keep an open mind.
Don't think of it as an opportunity to change the other person's mind.
Be respectful and avoid blaming language.
Talk more in I feel statements.
And keep the conversation short. Don't let it distract you from doing your job.
Let's agree to disagree. Let's, get back to what we're here to do, which is our jobs.
Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
And you can catch up on the 2016 presidential race on our new show, The Race. It airs Sundays at 10:30 this morning through the election right here on ABC 10.
Yeah, coming up soon. All right, happening now, hundreds of women will be taking over Mission Bay for a women's-only triathlon. That race celebrating athletes of all races and passions by empowering women. Along with that triathlon, there's other things to do. There's a duathlon as well, a 5K out there. It's at the South Shore Park, and after the race, athletes can enjoy a mimosa at the Bubbly Bar to celebrate. The triathlon kicked off about an hour ago. And also happening now, the fight to end breast cancer starts with a single step. Around 20,000 people are participating in the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk. It is here in Balboa Park. The 4-mile event is to help support people battling breast cancer and their families. That walk kicked off about 30 minutes ago. And if cycling is maybe more your style, you can ride in the 4th annual Bike for Boobs. The event raises money for breast cancer awareness. The Breast Cancer Fund, it will kick off, I should say, at 3 this morning on Shelter Island. So 2 great events happening today, Robert, and yeah, the weather cooperating.
Oh, it is. And these events are always well attended. I remember I lived right on 6th Avenue, would hear the runners and the walkers come by.
Yes.
Yeah, thousands of people, really. Okay, so if you looked up to the sky yesterday, I'm sure you saw it. You didn't really have to make any effort because it was there. Our 10 News Pinpoint Weather Watchers did see this. They're sharing their amazing pics. This is essentially a super moon because it's a full moon closer to Earth than average, but it's also known as the hunter's moon because it rises sooner than moons in other months, providing more light overall during a 24-hour day, and that came in handy for traditional hunters. You can see the rare glow again tonight.
Weather Rate certified San Diego's most accurate forecast. This is 10 News Pinpoint Weather.
And we are expecting some clear skies, especially the farther inland you go. So we'll be able to see that when it does come up. Nice colors.
Yeah, take some pictures.
Yeah. Okay, so let me show you what's going on right now up in Oceanside. It's cloudy. That's pretty much what's going on. But look at all those people out there. Are those people fishing? Well, the camera decides to move right when we start to talk about them, but you get the picture. A lot of people out there already enjoying the morning. Even overcast, still nice to get out. Okay, temperature 62 La Jolla, San Diego at 67. Oceanside, we were just talking about, right now in the 60s. So everyone in the 60s, and one of the things I noticed right away from 24 hours ago is these temperatures in the inland valleys actually warmer. About 5 degrees, even 7 degrees warmer in places like Ramona and Escondido from 24 hours ago. So we talked about the weekend having a slight chance of anything from drizzle to a light shower. We see this here at 10 News Rain Futurecast at 9:30, seeing that just off the coast. For the most part, it's dry. We get sunshine, but then we see this popping up again tonight. It's around midnight through early tomorrow morning, but that's about it. It's nothing major. This is part of a system that's well to the north. We're not seeing anything on the Doppler now, but that system is right here. You can see it all the way from the Pacific Northwest down into Northern California. So if your travels take you there over the next couple of days, just know that they have rain in the forecast. That storm is bringing us an onshore flow, and then midweek it becomes an offshore flow, those easterly winds that will warm things up. So enjoy the 73 in Escondido. Same thing for Poway, El Cajon 75, some low 70s in Oceanside, Carlsbad, Coronado, because look at the warm-up. Still nice, 3 days of 70s, but look at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is the coast. Thursday, Friday, low 90s, average is 73. Inland valleys, average is about 81. We're there or below it for the next 3 days, and then we're over it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thursday being the hottest day. So onshore flow, westerly winds now, but then by the end of the week, it's offshore flow.
You just never put away the flip-flops.
Nope, keep
them
it
out.
handy, yeah.
All right. Hundreds of people are forced to flee their homes from a raging wildfire. Nevada firefighters getting a bit of relief, but the danger is far from over there.
Also, parents addicted to technology. Why experts say that's hurting their relationship with their children.
A live-in caregiver refusing to leave. A 90-year-old widow kicked out of her own home. How neighbors are stepping in to get that accused squatter out. You can get breaking news as it happens anytime by following us on Twitter at 10 News.